Good morning, year four, or possibly good afternoon, or even good evening. So, hello from me. I am clearly not Miss Thorley. I am Mr. Cottrell. So, I am here as a guest teacher for you on this Friday to help you with your core skills. Okay, so as in school, Friday is core skills day. So, you will have the opportunity to beat your personal best, hopefully. And hopefully get a really good score. So a few things before we get going. So the first thing is make sure you've got the right sheet. So it should have a number 2 in the corner and it should look like this. Okay, so the final question has got a triangle and the first question has a series of numbers with a box. Okay, so make sure you've got the right one. So you will also need a sharp pencil. It might be a good idea to have some spare scrap paper to just in case you need to do some workings out, do some jottings, just to help you with some of the questions, which is absolutely fine. Okay, so there are 25 questions. I think Miss Thorley gives you 30 minutes. So if you've got everything ready and you're ready to go and you've got that brain whirring, now is a good time to pause me. Okay, how did you get on? Hopefully you're feeling really confident. Hopefully everything in there you understood, or at least you could have a good go at. And I'm hoping that you've answered all of the questions. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to use this whiteboard and I'm going to go through all of the questions with you. I'm going to give you the answers and I'm also going to model quite a lot of the answers as well. So if you got them wrong, or if you weren't sure, or you were working something out perhaps that didn't work, I will show you the correct method and the correct model. Okay, so here we go. Okay, year four. So question number 1 is what is the missing number? So we've got 18, 27, and we've got our missing number, and then we've got 45, and then we've got 54. So there's a sequence of numbers and we need to find out what the sequence is, what they're going up in. So from 18, you might recognise some times tables here. So I straight away know what timetables I'm thinking of. But from 18 to 27 is a jump of 9. And from 45 to 54 is a jump of 9. So it's your 9 times table this is. So it'd be 9, 18, 27, 36. Okay, question number 1. Done. Okie dokie. Question number 2. What is the missing number? Okay, so again, we've got a sequence of numbers. We've got 49, 56, 63, 70, and then a missing number. So again, what is the jump between each one? So from 63 to 70 is 7. Is it the same here? Yes, it is. So each jump is 7, which means that this one is 77. Okay, question number 3. What is 1,000 more than 1? Well, if I've got 1 and I'm adding 1,000 to it, it's 1,001. Okay. Question number 4. Round this number to the nearest 10. So the number is 7,548. Okay, so I'm rounding it to the nearest 10. So this is the tens digit. Okay, so I'm rounding it to that. So actually the digit I'm going to be looking at is actually that one. Okay, the units digit. So the value of that digit dictates or makes me decide what I'm going to do with that digit. Okay, so you might have a song or you might have something to explain to you, but basically if this digit is a 5 or more, that means that that digit needs to round up, doesn't it? So if I was rounding that to the nearest 10, that's an 8, so that needs to round up. So the answer will be 7, 5, 5, 0. 7,550. Okay, so that is that number rounded to the nearest 10. What is 5 minus 11? Well, when you look at that, you think, crikey, well, 11's bigger than 5, so that shouldn't work. But you know all about negative numbers. So one way that this could help you is if you did a number line. So you start on 5, and then you go backwards. And then from 0, it's -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. Okay, so I could keep going. I think I'm perhaps okay. So if I start on 5 and I take away 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I end on -6. Okay, a different way you can do that is you could start on 5, put 0 here, you could take 5 off, you've got to take 11 off. I've taken 5 off, so that means I need to take another 6 off. Okay, so you've taken 11 off in total. Instead of doing lots of jumps, you've done 2 jumps. Okay, how are you getting on? Next question. What is the value of the 6 in this number? Okay, so hopefully you're all good with this. 6,283. Well, the 6 is there. These are units or ones. These are tens. These are hundreds. And these are thousands. So the value of the 6 is 6,000. Okay. The next question, Roman numerals, 45. Okay, so what is 45 in Roman numerals? So Roman numerals, X, L, V. That is 45. Hopefully you've all got that. Okay. Question number 8. 2,859. 2,859. Take away 1,364. Okay, so column subtraction. We start with the smallest value. So we'll start with 9, take away 4. 5. 5, take away 6. Now that's not as straightforward because 6 is bigger than 5. So I need to go to the next column and I need to regroup or exchange from the hundreds. So I exchange, so I create 7 hundreds there and one of them goes over there. So there's still 8, but one of them moves to the tens column. So now we've got 15, take away 6, which is 9. 7, take away 3, which is 4. And 2, take away 1. The answer is 1,495. Okay. Write the sum to check 252. So 252 plus 125 equals 377. Okay, so it's inverse operation, and you can check things by using inverse operation. So if I add this to this, I get that. So if I start with that, 377, and I take something away from it, what do I end up with? Okay, so if I take away 252, I would end up with 125. Okay, so that works. But actually, if I took away 125, I would still result with an answer of 252. So either way round, it works. Okay. Next question. I have £5. I have spent £2.65 and then I've spent 97 pence. How much do I have left? How much have I got left? So there's a few ways that you could do this. I think the way I would do it is I would think, well, if I've spent £2.65 and then I spent another 97 pence, I'm going to find out how much I've spent overall. So I'm going to add them together, and that'll give me a total of what I've spent. So 5 and 7 is 12, carry the 1. 9 plus 1 is 10, and then add the 6 is 16. 2 and 1 is 3. So in total, I've spent £3.62 and I've got £5. So that's step 1. So step 2 is I've got to take £3.62 away from £5. So if I put 5 here, and then I put £3.62 here, okay, now I cannot take 2 from nothing and 6 from nothing, so I need to exchange. That becomes a 4, and then I need to exchange again. That becomes a 9, and that becomes a 1. So 10 take away 2 is 8. 9 take away 6 is 3. Decimal point, 4 take away 3 is 1. The answer is £1.38. Two-step problem. The other way you could have done it is you could have taken £2.65 off £5, and then with that answer you could have taken 97p off that answer. So 2 subtractions, and that's fine if you've got the right answer. Okay, so after 10 questions, how are you getting on? Question number 11. 36 divided by 6. Well, hopefully you know your 6 times tables, and it's how many 6's go into 36. Now, something about that 36 might help you. Why have I put that there? What is 36? You might not have been taught this, or perhaps you know what I mean. 36 is a square number, okay? And if you don't know your square numbers, you will very soon. So it makes it a little bit easier. So, 36 divided by 6, and what is the answer? It's 6. And you can check that by using inverse operation. 6 times 6 is 36. And that's why it's a square number, because you've times it by itself. Okay. Next question. Okay, next question. 2 factors of 48 add up to 16. So really, we could do with finding out what the factor pairs are of 48, aren't we? So 1 and 48, they are factors of 48. What else could it be? It could be 2 and 24. They are factors of 48. It could be 4 and 12. They are definitely factors of 48. And I think I don't need to carry on because the question says they add up to 16. So what 2 factors of 48 add up to 16? Well, they are definitely factors of 48 because 4 times 12 is 48, and 4 and 12 adds up to 16. So 4 and 12 are the correct answers. Okay, 257 multiplied by 9. Okay, so 257 multiplied by 9. Okay, 7 times 9 is 63. 5 times 9 is 45. Add the 6, 51. 2 times 9 is 18. 18 add 5, 23. 2,313. Okay, in a class of 25, there are 3 girls to every 2 boys. So what you need to know, there's 25 children in total, and girls and boys. There are 3 girls to 2 boys. Okay, so that means there are 6 girls to 4 boys. There are 9 girls to 6, and there are, get this right, 12 to 8, and there are 15 to 10. Okay, so we kept the ratio the same all the way. 3 girls, 2 boys, so I've doubled the 3, I've doubled the 2, I've times the 3 by 3, times the 2 by, so whatever I've done to this side, I've done to the same side to keep the ratio the same. Now I'm stopping here because that's 15 girls and 10 boys, which is 25. So that means there are 10 boys in the class, and there would have been 15 girls. Okay? If you're not sure, you could pause it. Anything you're not sure about, you could pause and have a look at. Okay, next question. 1/3 equals 5 what? Okay, so you've got a box there, or you've got a rectangle, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so that really does help you out. So 1/3 equals 5. Now what you can do is, you could colour in a third, and you could colour in 5 of those boxes, but ultimately there are 15 small rectangles in total. So 1/3 equals 5 15ths. And another way of checking that is, if I multiply 1 by 5, I get 5. So I multiply the bottom number by 5 and I get 15. Okay. Denominator, not bottom number. Apologies. Okay. What is the missing number? 5.07, 5.08, 5.09. Oh, now this is a tricky one. So this is decimal numbers. So you've got units, tenths, and hundredths. So it's going up in hundredths. 5.07, 5.08, 5.09. So the next one is not 5.010. That is the common mistake. Okay, it's actually 5.1. Okay, so it goes 5.07, 5.08, 5.09, 5.1, and then it will go 5.11, 1, 2, and so on. Okay, that's a tricky one. 9/8 plus 2/8. Okay, so when you are adding fractions, you only add the numerator. 9 plus 2 is 11. 8 plus 8, it stays the same when you are adding, so 11 over 8. The denominator does not change, just the numerator. So the top number changes, the bottom one doesn't. Okay, right, 0.1 as a fraction, so 0.1. So there's a really good clue here. If you think of your place value, and you will have something in your classroom, but I'm sure you can find something on the internet. You've got obviously tens, and then you've got units or ones, and your decimal point, and then these are tenths, and then you've got hundreds, haven't you? So in this column it's tenths, and what's the digit in there? 1. So as a fraction, it's 1/10. Okay, so if this digit was a 2, it'd be 2/10, and so on. So the answer is 1/10. Okay. Okay, the next question is again about decimals. So 9 divided by 100. So hopefully you know what to do with this. So if you're dividing something, the digit will get smaller and it will move that way on the place value. So let's have a look. So units, tens, decimal point, tenths, hundreds. So the 9 is here in the ones column and the units column currently, and we're dividing it by 100. So there's 2 zeros, so it needs 2 jumps in the place value. So if I divide it by 10, it goes into the tens column, tenths column. If I divide it by another 10, which is by 100, it moves into the hundreds column. And then what we need to add in is the placeholder and a 0. So 9 divided by 100, the 9 moves twice from the units to the hundredths. So it's 0.09. Okay, again, if you're not sure, you can pause it. You can practice with some different digits as well. And eventually, when you get quick at it, you'll see it and you go, okay, 9 divided by 100, 0.09. Okay, round 5.4 to the nearest whole number. Okay, so I think we've done a rounding one before. So I'm rounding it to the nearest whole number, which is this one. So I need to look at this digit. And remember, if this digit is 4 or less, this doesn't change. If this was 5 or more, that would round up. So 5.4 rounded to the nearest unit is 5. Okay, so we've done 20 questions. Hopefully you're doing really well. Question number 21. A plant is 73 centimetres tall. So the plant is 73 centimetres. How many more centimetres does it have to grow to get to 1 metre? Okay, so it needs to get to 1 metre. Now you've the word more there, and you think, oh, more means add, so perhaps I've got to add them together. But actually, that's not what it's asking you. It's already this big, and it needs to get to that big. So it's actually asking for the difference. What is the difference between 73 and 1 metre, or 73 centimetres and 1 metre? So actually 1 metre equals 100 centimetres, so you need to know that. So what's the difference between 73 and 100? Now some of you might do that in your head. Some of you might count on to 80 and then jump to 100 and you've got an answer. If you're really not sure, you could do this. Okay, so can't do that, so I need to do this. Put that there, need to do that, put that there, put that there. 10 take away 3, 7, 9 take away 7, 2. So 27 centimetres is a difference. And you can check that because you could add 27 to 73 and you should get 100. Different way you could do it if you were doing it in my head. So if I was doing this in my head, I would start on 73 and I would jump to 80. I think that's 7. And then I jump to 100 and that's 27. That's what I would do in my head. Okay. So the answer is 27 centimetres. Calculate the perimeter of a square that has a side length of 4.5 centimetres. So a square has 4 sides. One length is 4.5 centimetres. So the perimeter is when you, let's say, I used to take a walk around the edge. So you measure 1, 2, 3, 4. And the thing with squares, all of the sides are an equal length. So it's basically 4 lots of 4.5. So 4.5 times 4. So 4.5 times 2, giving you the answer there. 4.5 times 2 is 9. And if I times that by 2 again, I get 18. Okay, so the measurement is 18 centimetres. If you're really not sure and you're not comfortable multiplying decimals, you could do that. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, 20. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, 16, add 2, 18. And don't forget to put the centimetres. Okay, nearly there. Wonder if anyone's got all of them right. Okay, question number 23. Here are the heights of 3 brothers. Who is the tallest? So let's start with Dave. So Dave is 1.3 metres. So really we could do with converting that into centimetres. So to convert that into centimetres, we need to times it by 100, okay, which means we need to think of our place value. So we've got, let's say, hundreds, tens, units or ones, tenths and hundreds. So we've got 1.3, and if I'm timesing it by 100, they will move 2 jumps on the place value. And don't forget the placeholder here, okay? So we need to put the placeholder in. So Dave is 130 centimetres tall. We know that Andy is 145 centimetres tall. So Andy's currently the tallest, and we need to check Philip, okay? So let's do the same for Philip. 1.25 metres. So that's hundreds, tens, units, tens and hundreds. And we need to times this by 100. So 1 jump, 2 jumps. 1 jump, 2 jumps. 1 jump, 2 jumps. So 125. So Dave is 130, Andy is 145, and Philip is 125 centimetres. So the tallest is Andy at 145 centimetres. How would 11:05 p.m. and the important thing there is p.m. how would that be shown on a 24-hour digital clock? Okay, so if it's a 24-hour digital clock, it means it doesn't have p.m. or a.m. on it. And what you need to do is you need to add 12 hours. So it would be 8:23, and it wouldn't have p.m. or a.m. So it would be 23 hours and 8 minutes. Okay, and the final question, you have a triangle on your sheet, number 25. What is special name for this type of triangle? Well, there's a clue in the bottom right hand corner. It's obviously got 3 angles, but one of the angles is a right angle. So it's a right angle triangle. But if you put that it's a scalene triangle, that would be correct as well. So the scalene triangle means that all of the angles are different and all of the sides are a different length. Okay, there we go. Okay, children, hopefully you've done really well. So you should have marked your answers now and you will have your score. You will probably, or you'll definitely know what your personal best is. So you could have beaten your personal best, hopefully you have, or you could have got very close to it. So if you weren't sure on some of the answers, you could go back and you could pause it and you could work it out with me again just to double check. Just ready for next time. Okay, so have a great weekend. Hopefully everyone's well at home and we will see you next week. Bye.